point of all the dating videos is the asymmetry between men and women. Why is it bad? Women are let off the hook by some people in society whenever they do something uncouth. People say, well, she's a woman, well, she's oppressed, well, the patriarchy. That's historicist. We all have to take accountability. Accountability is important in our society. If she can choose to do X, Y, or Z, and she chooses Z, and Z is a suboptimal outcome for her or somebody else, say it hurt somebody else, we can't just say, well, she's a woman. That doesn't. I mean, what about the conscience? If she just starts mowing people down in the streets, well, she's a woman. It doesn't cohere with how we think about the law, how we think about justice, how we think about conscience. It doesn't go anywhere. It's historicist. It is looking at the past and saying, well, this is what's going to happen in the future, which is really just a way of people avoiding accountability, not wanting to take responsibility for their actions. It is an effort to return to the tribe. But it falls apart. It falls apart at a societal level. Nobody can operate if that's a reason given for doing certain things. It falls apart. You have to take accountability, man. You have to think. And the other part that's so pernicious, I used to have this conversation with a friend in LA who was a girl. She would say, like, it's weird if an 18-year-old girl is dating a man like 10 years more older than her. I would say, well, when is a woman able to make her own decisions? And she thought about that for like a week. She came back and said, you know what, Patrick? You actually changed the way I think about it. Because if I'm sitting here as a woman and saying, any 18-year-old that chooses to date a man who's 29 or older, she's a victim in some way. Because of history, because of some supernatural ability men have once they are 10 years older than a woman to control their minds. Something that defies the laws of physics. But she thought about it and said, you're right. Like, if I'm saying a woman can't make her own decisions when she's a woman, she said, yeah, 18, she's a woman. So I agree that she's a woman and she can drive and she can go to the army and she can do all these things. For me to say she can't choose who to date, that is me looking at her as not in the same way as I would look at a man. I'm looking at her as different than a man, and that's prejudice. She admitted that even as a woman, she was prejudiced against women and the way women think. And that was in her mind. She came to that conclusion herself. The argument matters. Reason matters, man. Explanations matter. They illuminate the world around us. Allow us to see things differently. Very important. It's a symptom of a greater issue. I think people have a bad theory of knowledge, theory of how people think and work. And especially that idea when it comes to women being victims in the world and whatnot. It's like, you can't on one hand say women are always victim of certain things and then ask for women to be given more power in society to make decisions, or more the ability to make decisions. Well, if you have the ability to make a decision, if it doesn't work out well, you can't go back and say, well, never mind. Like, I don't know, history, patriarchy, you can't have the cake. You gotta. The whole point of the decision is you don't know what's going to happen. So if it goes bad, you can't just blame somebody else. That's what the decision is. You're the one responsible. And on a deeper level, the dating thing is, yeah, even women, all of us have subconscious prejudice against women and their ability to make decisions. In that moment, she realized, they say women get paid less than men, women are less in leadership positions. But maybe I, as a woman, am even part of that problem. Because I'm looking at women and not even realizing I'm saying she can't make that decision. He's older than her. He must have convinced her in some way. She's mentally weak in some way. She can't think and decide, Talk to people, man.